What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Are Thomas and Daphne planning to destroy Hope and Carter romance? The Bold and the Beautiful tease that Thomas Forrester and Daphne Rose might create a covert partnership. Given that Thomas was once obsessed with Hope and Daphne is with Carter, will these plotters sabotage the relationship between Hope Logan and Carter Walton? Although Thomas will return in early September, the foundation is already being laid. The return of Thomas is scheduled for the beginning of September, but the show may already be preparing for it. There is a possibility that Thomas already has a covert ally who is in town. Is it Daphne, or is she also friends with him? Initially, Daphne turned down Steffi Forrester's invitation to come back to Los Angeles, yet she eventually appeared in LA regardless. What if Thomas was the one who convinced Daphne to travel? After all, as far as BNB fans are aware, Thomas still resides in Paris, the same place where Daphne was living before her trip back to Los Angeles. Paris and Thomas might have broken up. Thomas and Paris Buckingham could have easily split up. In fact, it makes sense that they did because Thomas would have been fighting loan sharks on her behalf. Instead, her mother Grace Buckingham diagnosed a fake brain tumor in Liam Spencer that Bill Spencer paid for. After that, Grace paid off the loan sharks from whom Reese Buckingham had borrowed money, claiming that they were extorting money from her daughters. Unless she chose to keep the loan shark threats from him, it seems pretty clear that Thomas and Paris have split up. Thomas may already be plotting to win Hope back. Thomas would be wise to recruit Daphne as a partner because he may already be planning to reclaim Hope. As Steffi's friend, Daphne could easily have become a friend to Thomas too. Thomas seems to be in the right place at the right time to work with Daphne to get the result he wants. Once he returns to the screen, that could change, even if they haven't connected yet. If Daphne and Thomas both want Hope's relationship with Carter to end, they might find that they have the same goal. Thomas and Daphne might work together. Thomas might be able to help Daphne manipulate the situation in the hope that she can win Carter away from Hope. This could make it possible for Thomas to heal Hope's broken heart. If Daphne reunites with Carter while he reconnects with Hope, he might see it as a win-win situation for everyone. Thomas may convince himself that he is the ideal person to bring happiness to Hope, just as Daphne is the right match for Carter. In any case, Daphne and Thomas have a chance to work together now that Thomas is getting ready to return. Thomas may have to work with Daphne on a daring plan to break up with Hope if his obsession with Hope comes back. Thomas Forrester married when he comes back next month? In recent months, The Bold and the Beautiful has not provided viewers with an update on Thomas Forrester. However, Soap have confirmed the fan fave will be back on the daytime show in September, just a few short weeks away. Will Thomas Forrester detonate a bomb on his loved ones when he returns? Who will he be bringing along? Keep reading to find out. Spoilers for the next episode of Bold and Beautiful can be found below. Thomas Forrester returns. The return of Thomas Forrester is scheduled for the month of next year, but TPTB has kept quiet about his upcoming storyline. Thomas left Hope Logan and moved to Europe when we last saw him because she wouldn't marry him. After Thomas left, it was revealed that he hooked up with Paris Buckingham in Europe and they were engaged to be married. Will Thomas Forrester be single or have a wife waiting for him when he returns to The Bold and the Beautiful? Hope Logan is now engaged to Carter Walton, and a lot has changed since Thomas left town. It's possible that Paris and Thomas split, and he is coming home to Los Angeles to try one last time to reunite with Hope. Little does Thomas know, he has a lot of competition and she has been spending time with Liam Spencer again. Why returns Thomas? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers have been teasing Taylor Hayes and Ridge Forrester wedding for a while now. Everyone knows Ridge is still in love with Brooke Logan, and Taylor is the only person who thinks they are going to the altar. Even if the wedding is a disaster, it's possible that Thomas just comes home to see his parents' doomed I-do's. Even though the rumors in Los Angeles have only just begun, the most recent spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful are already hinting at a perilous alliance that could send Hope Logan and Carter Walton into a tailspin. Rumors suggest Thomas Forrester is set to make his long-awaited return in September, but he may not be coming home alone, at least not emotionally. In point of fact, Daphne Rose, the mysterious character who suddenly reappeared in Los Angeles after initially declining Steffi Forrester's invitation, may already be quietly advancing his return storyline. The main question is not just why Daphne returned, but also whether Thomas was the cause. After all, they were both in Paris, suffered from romantic wounds, and are obsessed with their current partners, Hope and Carter. Rather than being a random occurrence, this coincidence resembles fate or, at the very least, clever soap plotting. In Los Angeles, Thomas has unfinished business. He tried to start a new life with Paris Buckingham in Europe, but it was clear that the cracks were showing. Paris' financial woes, Reese Buckingham's questionable debts, and Grace's interference caused them both chaos. There has been speculation among fans that Paris and Thomas had a quiet breakup, allowing Thomas to return just as Hope was moving on with Carter. Meanwhile, Daphne, who once shared a close connection with Steffi, has her own history with Carter. She never completely moved on from him, and her return seems like an effort to get back what she lost. When all of these pieces are put together, it's easy to imagine Thomas and Daphne joining forces to sabotage Hope and Carter's growing relationship. Daphne might end up being Thomas's ideal accomplice. She is aware of Carter's flaws, his loyalty, and the ease with which he can be drawn into emotional entanglements when his heartstrings are pulled. Thomas, on the other hand, is skilled at capitalizing on Hope's pity, guilt, and inability to resist him whenever he begs for another chance. Hope and Carter may never have a chance if these two team up. This is especially dangerous because both Thomas and Daphne could convince themselves that their motives are pure. Daphne may portray her pursuit of Carter as a rekindling of a romance that never fully died, while Thomas still holds the belief that he is Hope's true love. Breaking up Hope and Carter is not sabotage for them. Rather, it is destiny. However, this scheme has the potential to easily spiral out of control because the bold and the beautiful thrives on betrayals. If Thomas manipulates Hope back into his orbit, only to realize his obsession has morphed into something darker, will he lose her all over again? If Daphne seduces Carter, will she discover that Carter's heart really does belong to Hope, leaving her with nothing? And what would Steffi do if she found out that her old friend was working with her brother on a plan that could kill Hope? Steffi may find herself torn between her loyalty to Thomas and her outrage at his manipulation, particularly if she views Carter as a casualty. The unknown is whether Thomas will return married or with a shocking +1 still on his arm, such as Paris Buckingham. If so, Daphne's whole plan could implode, turning their partnership into an ugly rivalry. Spoilers suggest Thomas's return coincides with Ridge and Taylor's latest wedding attempt, the perfect storm of family drama that could explode into multiple betrayals at once. BNB viewers are left with the following question for the time being. Is Daphne already Thomas's covert ally, laying the groundwork for his comeback plot? Are these two destined to become the newest plotters on the soap, or will their plan spectacularly fail, leaving Hope and Carter even more stout than before? As Thomas Forrester gets ready to return to Los Angeles in the beginning of September, The Bold and the Beautiful is setting the stage for a lot of drama. Fans are wondering if he might work with Daphne Rose to stop Hope Logan and Carter Walton from getting together. Could Thomas and Daphne form a covert alliance to manipulate their way back into the lives of their ex-partners given their history of obsession with Hope and Daphne's lingering feelings for Carter? The case for a Thomas and Daphne partnership. 1. Thomas's return and possible Paris breakup. The last time viewers saw Thomas, he was in Paris with Paris Buckingham, seemingly engaged after moving on from Hope.